Hi guys, Bran here, and welcome to another commentary video. Today's going to be a little bit of a different one. I'm going to be giving you another great piece of killer advice. At least it works for me a lot, and it's going to provide you a lot of peace, I hope, because it provides me a lot of peace when things get frustrating with the game, specifically with characters that I don't seem to understand. And I like to call it the work it out strategy. So what do I mean by that? And don't you take it that way, by the way. I just realized that, man, maybe I should rename this. Okay, so the work it out strategy, I'm going to stay with that for now. You can laugh if you want. So the work it out strategy is something that if you watch my streams, you know what this is and what I do. Essentially, there are certain characters in the game of Dead by Daylight that just I just don't understand. I don't really understand Plague really well. I think that and to be fair, Plague has a lot of things to juggle. Like infecting things, infecting people, waiting out, when should I hit, when should I just wait for the infect, stuff like that. Like, there's plenty of difficult to understand characters in terms of like efficiency. I think Oni's another one where, like, you know, should I suck the blood and chase? Should I leave the blood there? Should I pick up? Should I keep rushing around in my demon rush? Like, there are characters in this game that are like very, very complicated and like very, very hard to understand, even if they're not necessarily like crazy, like Nurse. There's a lot of characters that just have a lot. They're very like thought intensive killers, or they just have powers that are just like kind of like hard to understand, maybe not even objectively, but maybe they're just hard to understand for you. One of my recent examples, which is probably what I'll put up there, is Doctor. I didn't understand Doctor for the longest time. I had a lot of situations with Doctor where I would just like go to shock somebody and they go and they get shocked, but then they just like drop the pallet anyway, and I'm like, wait, I shocked you, why is that not working? I just get like really frustrated all the time. But this is where the work it out strategy comes in. So literally what you need to do, if you feel this way about a character, if you're like, man, this character sucks, or man, I don't get them, or every time I shock somebody they just get to drop the pallet anyway, you're getting mad, you're getting grunty about it, what you need to do is just set aside like just an hour or two and just play nothing but that character. You really do. Don't use their strong add-ons. Don't bring a strong build. Just bring a very, very casual build. Maybe like a little bit of slowdown. Just bring Corrupt to barbecue, and then 2 just so perks. Don't bring a bunch of slowdown or anything like that. And just play the character for an hour or two. Because I guarantee you, the more that you play that character, the more you're going to be able to understand what's going on. The problem I was having with Doctor is I always assumed that like Doctor was all about shocking somebody to prevent the drop, which in a sense is true, but Doctor in a sense is almost weirdly kind of like a ranged killer, like Huntress, where you're like, or like Billy, where you're trying to position the character in the right position for the curve. Is like you're kind of shocking to prevent the drop while you're close to them, or in a way where they can't get the extra loops. Like if you go through the loop the first time, gain distance, shock them so they can't drop the pallet the second loop around, and then hit them before they get there. I thought it was all about stopping the initial loop every single time, and that's just not how the character works. But I never would have known that if I hadn't said, you know what guys, I really like complain about this character, I get really frustrated when I play this character. I'm just going to play him for a couple hours and try to like figure out what's going on and work it out. I could say we're going to work this out, because I have a very negative attitude while playing this killer, and I'm just going to work it out. I'm just going to play him until I get it. And I feel like a lot of people don't do that. So I feel like a lot of people in Dead by Daylight especially are very like win focused. Like they really only care about the W and getting the W like as quickly and as efficiently as possible. Like if they can get it on a different character, they'll just move to that character. They're not too much interested in any sort of difficulty. It's just W, which I find incredibly ironic considering how many people complain about skill-based matchmaking and then they like sweat lord and intentionally raise their MMR. Like it just doesn't make sense. Winning never goes under style, like excuse me. Winning never goes out of style, I guess, though. So I guess that makes sense. It's just kind of weird. Yeah, if you find yourself in a situation where you're like, man, I've always hated X character, I've always thought that killer is really dumb, I never got how they worked, I would implore you to just play them for an hour or two and just, you know, take the L's. Just take the L's and be like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to sit with this, I'm going to work on this until I figure it out. And you'd be surprised how much you can figure out just by playing the character consistently for a couple hours. You're not going to be a master or anything. Like, I'm not a good Doctor still, but like I get like fundamentally now like where the character really thrives compared to before, where I was just kind of like, this character, his power seems really inconsistent and it doesn't actually stop people from dropping things. I was just whining all the time whenever I played that character. But now I get it, now I understand. So I implore you to do the same if there's characters that you hate, that you find unfun, or just don't get how their power works, to just spend that time with them. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, friendos. I know it's a little bit of a shorter one today, but that's my advice to you, and hopefully it helps you improve at Killer period. And maybe you'll find somebody you actually like once you understand their power a little bit better. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, friendos. If you like this video, make sure to like it. If you want to see more of my daily upvotes, you probably want to sub Aroni, because that's how they actually show up on the homepage. Other than that, everything else for you. Thank you so much for watching and spending time with me today. If I don't see you in the next video, I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye.